Welcome to the episode of Greenzone. We're talking in English today, and there's a very, very, very good reason for that. We will be joined by Green Bay Packers coach, ex-Crocodile, Mo Draken. Welcome to the show, Mo.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I'm fine, great. How are you?
Good, good.
Is
it winter there already?
Um, it's fall. The leaves are starting to fall off the trees.
Okay. You're about
Yeah,
the
so-
same level we are.
So in about 2 weeks, it's snowing in Green Bay anyhow. So
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Hey, before hitting you with a bunch of various questions regarding the whole NFL, let's start with your ball club. How are the things with Packers, and how has the COVID-19 affected you?
Well, things are good here. We make the best out of all situations. We've had to change a lot of our protocols. We get tested daily before you're allowed to come in the facility. In addition to that, we wear these trackers. Let me see if I can show you. Inside of this thing right here, it's called a contact tracer.
Oh, nice.
So with this contact tracer, it'll basically tell you if I am standing too close to someone, if the length of time that I'm near the person, and let's say I get COVID or I test positive, then they're able to use this tracker and go and see everyone that I came in contact with. So you can try to jump on it right away. In addition to that, we have to wear a mask nonstop. We wear anytime you're outside of your office or you're in front of other people, you have to have a mask on.
It sort of sucks when you have glasses on.
Oh, it fogs up all the time.
Well, your club's been nominated already as champions of the NFC North by the experts. Will it be Minnesota who will be the biggest challenge for you?
You can never count out any team in the NFL. All these teams have great athletes. I wish it was as easy as listening to the experts, because I would take that. But no, it's going to be tough. Minnesota's very, very talented. They have a good quarterback, good running game. Their head coach is sharp. He's been around for a long time. And then you look at your ball club, Chicago, the Bears. They're always stacked. They're really, really good on special teams. Defensively, they're outstanding. And then Detroit, they're young and they're up and coming, so they have a lot to prove. So I think it's going to be a dogfight in our division.
NFC North has been called Black and Blue Division previously. Do you think that it still tells all about the division, about the bruises you get there?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a physical division, very physical. If you're the faint of heart, you don't want to be a part of this division. Yeah, very physical.
All right. Last year, it was all about Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. Do you see them dominate AFC as this coming season?
They're definitely the favorites. Like I said earlier, you can't count out anyone in the NFL, especially with all the COVID stuff going on. The teams that will be successful are the teams that stay healthy and that have the most continuity, in my opinion.
This is going to be the first year for New England Patriots without Tom Brady. What do you make out of them? Do they fall to the mediocrity?
I don't think so, because their coach is outstanding, and I think he almost wants to prove that he can win without Tom. And I think Tom is trying to do the same thing down in Tampa Bay. He wants to prove he can win without him. So it's going to be a real interesting to watch both those team seasons this year.
Yeah, but now that we talk about New England, and we have to talk about Chicago in the same sentence, neither of the clubs have a quarterback.
Who doesn't have a quarterback?
Chicago or New England?
Well, New England has Cam Newton.
Well, okay, but
Yeah. I mean, anytime you got a guy who's went to the Super Bowl at that position, I think he's pretty special. Now, your team, Chicago, I'm not going to say they don't have a quarterback, because those words will come back to haunt me. But
Come on, give it to me.
Dude, I'm not gonna say it. That's all I need for that to leak out, and then I'll get in trouble.
But they don't have a running back either, so.
Just a small
Yeah,
part.
well, yeah, their running backs got hurt, but I tell you what they do have. They have some gadget type players. The Tariq Cohen, number 29, he is shifty. He's fast as lightning. Matter of fact, he went to his light switched and turned the light switched off and was in the bed before it got dark. That's how fast. And then they have another guy named Cordero Patterson, who they rank him as a wide receiver, but he's a big running back. He's also their kick returner, and he's a big time special teams player.
You almost make it sound good, but I'm kind of cynical about that. Anyhow, you already mentioned Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady. Do you think they're a real deal, or do they just try to buy success?
Well, I do know this. On paper, each year we all look at a roster, look who's part of the team. On paper, they look very, very good, especially with the addition of Gronkowski as well. So it's going to be real interesting to see what they do. Secretly, deep down inside, I'm actually kind of rooting for them a little bit.
Why?
I have some friends who are on that coaching staff. You always like to see your friends have some success. Not against you, of course,
Sure, and Tampa's a nice place too. I wouldn't mind being there. Every year there's been some trends, new trends coming up in NFL, last few years it's been run pass option coming more and more. What do you see if you take your crystal ball and try to figure out what's coming up next?
That's a good question. These offensive guys are always trying to be on what I call the cutting edge of something new. But at the end of the day, if you look at teams that are pretty successful, they're still more of your traditional type football. The RPO stuff, yes, it's becoming more popular, but teams who have more consistent winning patterns, they're traditional football.
Now I let Yari ask something as well. I don't know if he's got anything to ask.
You almost told the whole thing. Okay, hey, one thing. How much different is? Of course, you do have a preseason games or anything like that. So how much that takes away about preparing to the season?
So honestly, I believe it's going to be. I don't want to use the word sloppy football, but there'll be some plays and some things that happen early on that make you say, golly, these guys don't look like professionals, because they've not had the opportunity to work into it. That preseason is very valuable, especially for our young guys.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm going to predict is going to happen, there will be more special teams, big plays in the first 4 games of this season than probably all of last season, because you can't what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to have that timing in a practice setting. No one practices, full length kickoffs, full kickoff returns, punts, and things of that nature. So the dress rehearsal for us, unfortunately, will be on game day.
Yeah, but I also think that it'll affect the quarterback wide receiver connections pretty much, and the timings are off in the first games, and that will give defensive backs some opportunities to pick up the balls.
Well, we'll see. This league is offensively driven, and a lot of the head coaches have offensive backgrounds, and they're not going to be lacking. I can tell you that.
But do you think that there'll be more running game in the beginning than passing?
I think it depends on the team. I really do. It depends on the team and the coach.
And a little bit of players also.
Yes, definitely.
Hey Mo, I have one question for you. What do you think when the season starts? If the audience doesn't show up to stadiums, what kind of NFL gonna do?
So for most of the stadiums in the NFL, we are not going to have fans initially. like for instance, the Packers, we will not have fans until November 1. That'll be the first time we're going to attempt to have fans. So we've been pumping in crowd noise and playing. The NFL made a rule you can have what they call an audible crowd noise up to, I think, 80 decibels, and just have that consistently going. So, it'll be interesting.
Something noise also.
But can you have your bongos there and do the drumming?
I don't think so, because they're not letting anybody into the stadiums for the most part. Now, for instance, the first game Thursday night, Kansas City, I believe they are going to allow 10,000 fans in, but they seat 80 plus thousand. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it. We're all gonna find this thing out together.
It's like a ghost house.
Yeah, it'll still be fun though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I know at least the players that I like dealing with, they play for the love of the game and not necessarily the crowd. So they just want to win. They just want to be on the field and play football.
And the crowd is still there at TVs and computers.
How about if the NFL player worry about the COVID-19 and he gonna say I'm not gonna play whole season at all? Can he do that without any consequences?
Yes. So at the beginning of the year, we have what we call a CBA. All right. In that CBA agreement, players had the opportunity to opt out of this season, and they have no consequences, and their contracts would just pick up the following year.
How about the player? How about the players say to the coach, "I'm gonna play whole season full speed"? Did they have any extra money?
No. And the guys who opted out, they had to opt out by a certain date, and they can't change their mind and come back in midway.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So, okay, before we finish, who's gonna be in the Super Bowl from the AFC side? I know who's gonna be in NFC side.
Well, NFC, I'm definitely going with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I know that.
That's a huge surprise.
I know that. It's the AFC.
The AFC, oh man, it's hard to go against the Kansas City Chiefs right now. It really is. It really is. I'm gonna tell you another team to watch. I think is going to be pretty good in the AFC is the Indianapolis Colts with Phillip Rivers. I think they might be pretty good.
Okay.
They got a good defense too.
Hey, thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure, as always.
Oh yeah.
And we'll keep harassing you through the season. And you promised we might see some other players or coaches from your organization, or maybe from other teams too during the season. And for our Greenzone people, keep watching us, so you'll see people from the other side of the
Ocean.
sea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I can't wait to get back over there, man. Missed you guys this summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see you next summer.
Next summer. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.